All right. We're going to get started. So glad to have you guys here. Today is the day that we do our best to tell the truth, but most of the time you can't handle the truth. But this is our Time to Tell the Truth weekly series. And we've been doing this for over 50 weeks now. Different topics, different things that we're passionate about, helping people understand because knowledge is powerful. And that's the first step of getting it. And for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt. Everybody calls me Dr. Roz. I am the CEO of Dream to Life Productions and Ministry. I'm a wife and a bunch of other stuff. But what's important here, my doctorate is not as a medical doctor, but I am a certified wellness coach. Yes, got some documentation to back that up. Certified entrepreneur and lifestyle consultant, as well as with our naturopathic doctor, Dr. Eric Prince, a certified wellness coach. So let's get busy. We've been doing a series about activating self-healing. And if you haven't been a part of this, we ask you definitely to go back and check out our YouTube page, and you'll find out there are ways that you can actually activate self-healing in your body. God made our body to do what? Heal itself. Not everything should be done through medication, or at least if you're on the medication, you should be striving to get off of it. So I'm not putting it out there that you should never take a pill or never do this, but I'm saying it shouldn't be for our lifetime. You know, when doctors say you got to take this for the rest of your life, don't receive that, because there are ways that God made this body to heal itself. Fasting is one way. We've talked about it. Stem cell activation and creation. You can literally create stem cells in your body. I'm not talking about going to have a surgery or an operation. Deficiencies. There are deficiencies that we can conquer and cause them not to be deficient and activate self-healing. Detoxification activates self-healing. We got fantastic testimonies of the self-healing properties that take place because of detoxifying the body. Unresolved trauma. Lord have mercy. So many of us have traumas that have taken place in our lives that we never got over. It could have been a death in someone's life. It could have been a loss of something that transpired. It could have been abuse that took place in your life, even as a child. But that trauma has got to become resolved. Then we talked about health gut. That was another one. And then last week we talked about heat and sauna. And I'm so excited that I made sure that I did this week, got out in some heat. Everybody knows I don't like to get out in the heat. But the sauna, oh my God, can do so much to activate self-healing in your body. And then we also talked about the healing mindset. Really, everything starts there. We probably should have made it first, but we want you to really know that if you don't have the right healing mindset, it can counter all the rest of this stuff. See, if you let folks get in your head and make you think that you've got to settle and live with certain things, that's why I tell folks, don't say you are a diabetic, you are, no. That's not who you are. That may be what you're dealing with, maybe what you're battling, but don't claim it as yours. So today, we're talking about spending time with nature. Dr. Bobby Price is going to help us out here.
Spending time in nature. And that could be difficult for people who live in very cold climates. But if you can't spend time in nature, which I think is impossible, because even if I lived in New York, and I used to live in New York, even when it was cold, like I would take an opportunity here and there to still take a stroll through, Central Park. I would still take an opportunity sometimes to go to take a trip, and when I did take a trip, it was always somewhere tropical. All right, so, or I would grow plants on the inside of my apartment when I lived in New York. Or I would make sure everything I ate was nature, okay? So you could also always increase your nature, okay? Spending time in nature is healing. It's been that there's a concept called forest bathing. In and of itself is healing. Spending time is healing, okay? It's been proven, all right?
So we got to spend time with nature. Yeah, and we're gonna all learn through this because this I'm gonna be the first recipient of this, doing this more. Why? Because it activates self-healing. And you're gonna discover there's profound healing power that awaits in the natural world. When we step outside and say, when we think back over our lives and our grandparents and great-grandparents, they were always outside. Now we're living in the 21st century and we're always where? Inside. So when we step outside and immerse ourselves in nature's embrace, we tap into our body's innate ability to restore, to rejuvenate, and to heal itself. There are literally physiological benefits. There's science behind this. We're not just talking, oh, you need to go outside. No, research consistently shows that spending time in nature triggers measurable changes in our bodies. Cortisol levels drop significantly. Blood pressure normalizes. Heart rate variability improves. And these changes create the perfect conditions for our natural healing mechanisms to flourish. Japanese studies on forest bathing reveal that just 2 hours in nature can boost your immune system for up to 30 days, increasing natural killer cells that protect against illness and disease. It even helps to reset the nervous system. Being in natural spaces like forests and parks and rivers, or even your backyard garden, helps to shift your body out of that fight or flight mode into a rest and repair. The sights, the sounds, the smells of nature naturally calm the nervous system, lower the blood pressure, and reduce stress and hormones. We live in such a fast-paced society. When's the last time you just listened to the birds chirp? When's the last time you just took a look at the sun shining or the moon glowing? Natural scenery reduces the cortisol levels. Nature sounds. Some of us, we don't even know the nature sound. The grasshopper. We have to stop long enough. Nature sounds activate the parasympathetic response, and the plant compounds trigger relaxation. So we want to reset the nervous system. We want to have more mental clarity. Sometimes when life is lifing, guys, what do? We need to just let nature take its course. Natural environments to reduce that mental fatigue, enhance the cognitive function. We tend to do the opposite. We go into a closet, we get away from it, we shut out. When you go through depression, what do people typically do? Cut off the lights, pull down the shades, don't want to talk to nobody. There are even things on YouTube that you can play rhythmic sounds of nature, flowing water, rustling leaves, and that helps quieten the mind's chatter and create a space for inner healing wisdom to emerge. And then it does cellular renewal. Whether we recognize it or not, everything that we have going on in our bodies, I was talking to someone just the other day, and they were saying that they had gone to the doctor and the doctor can't find anything wrong with the person. And they're going through some serious things in their body, but they can't find anything wrong because those scat cans and stuff don't go deep enough, not to the cells. So fresh air, rich in negative ions, enhances oxygen uptake and circulation, and this improved oxygenation supports cellular repair processes, detoxification, and the production of healing compounds throughout the body. We want to do this naturally, natural energy, natural balance. Even exposure to sunlight. What does it do? It boosts your vitamin D. Yeah, we can take vitamin D pills, that's fine, and it will definitely help you, but exposure to sunlight. And it strengthens the immune system, it balances the mood, and it supports bone health. We gotta go outside. I have got to go outside. Yes. Earthing benefits, walking barefoot on the earth, can help rebalance your body's natural electrical energy, reducing inflammation and promoting cellular healing. All of this. And people say, well, I can't do all this stuff. I can't do all this. I can't buy all this good food. But this is natural stuff. This is God's earth.
Hey loves, I'm Shay. I'm a self-love advocate, and today I challenge you to get outside and do some grounding. Put your bare feet in the grass, get you some sunlight, and just listen to nature. We spend so much time on the go and stuck inside of a box, whether that be your home or your job, when we're really supposed to be outside in nature, tapping in, getting these downloads, recharging our body, raising our frequency.
The Earth, the place we live, emits healing ions and electrons, and you absorb them when you touch the ground. Direct contact with the Earth has been clinically proven to help blood pressure, depression, and inflammation. Water boosts the effect. Our ancestors would have had direct contact with the Earth 24/7, but the modern world insulates us with rubber shoes and rubber tires. Where's the best place to ground? Salt water is number one, then dirt. Concrete isn't as good as grass, but it's better than nothing. Asphalt is not that great. Wood and dry sand aren't really conductive, so they're not going to be that great. Follow us to learn more free ways to improve your health, like how.
So the earth, the God-given, God-made earth, let there be. Trees and plants. Trees and plants release oxygen and negative ions that refresh the body. Deep breathing in fresh air oxygenates the blood, improves energy, clears mental fog, supporting both physical and emotional healing. Plants produce fresh oxygen through photosynthesis. Natural environments generate healing negative ions, and deep breathing, take a breath, improves circulation and energy. So there's a mind, body, spirit connection. Time with nature encourages mindfulness and presence. Listening to the birds, flowing water, wind through the trees brings awareness back to the moment. Reducing the anxiety and creating space for emotional release and clarity. This opens the door for deeper self-healing just by connecting us to our natural rhythms and our wisdom. Bird songs, that's natural melodies that calm the mind. Nature brings us into that moment of mindful awareness. The flowing water sounds reduce those stress hormones, and the wind through the trees. Gentle sounds promote presence. Now, if we didn't know this, now that we do, guess what's going to happen the next time you're in the presence of a bird singing and the nature and the flowing water and the wind through the trees? You'll experience it in a different way. Matter of fact, just 20 minutes. 20 minutes in a natural setting can dramatically reduce stress hormones and inflammation markers. This isn't just relaxation. It's activation of the body's most powerful healing systems. Your immune system, your immune function strengthens, your mood lifts, and your energy naturally restores. Studies show that even viewing nature through a window can accelerate healing and reduce pain medication needs in hospital patients. Just being able to have your office where you can look outside. Sitting in a sitting room where you can look outside. Gentle practices just to begin your healing journey. So I want you this week to have some mindful walking. Move slowly and deliberately, feeling each and every step. Connect you to the earth. Notice the texture beneath your feet, the temperature of the air, the play of light and shadow. This grounding practice immediately calms your nervous system. Breath with the breeze. Find a comfortable spot and synchronize your breathing with nature's rhythm. Breathe in the fresh air deeply, imagining you're drawing in healing energy. Exhale, tension. Exhale, stress. Releasing what no longer serves you. Place your hands on a tree trunk and close your eyes. Feel the tree's strength and stability flowing into you. Trees have been symbols of healing and wisdom across cultures. Let their ancient energy support your restoration. You know what I think of when I hear this? Like a tree. Scripture says that we're like a tree standing. Think about the trees that have been in your life that have gone through the storms. We have a huge tree in our front yard, and it's stood through hurricanes. you're like that tree. And there's so many opportunities based on the season. Everybody lives in different cities and different states, but you have things that you can do. You have opportunities. Spring, fresh growth, blooming flowers, those inspire new beginnings. The longer daylight naturally boosts mood and energy levels, perfect for emerging from winter's introspection. In the summer, vitality. Abundant sunshine provides essential vitamin D for bone health and immune function. Water activities offer cooling and cleansing energy that refreshes your body and spirit. Then you've got the autumn grounding. The earth's preparation for rest teaches us about letting go. Harvesting activities in warm earth tones help us release what we've outgrown and prepare for reflection. And then winter, restoration. Nature's dormancy period invites deep rest, inner healing. Even brief winter nature exposure boosts resilience and connects us to the season's quiet wisdom. So I want you to create your personal nature healing ritual. Choose your sacred space. Find a natural location that calls to you, a park, a garden, a beach, or a forest. This becomes your healing sanctuary, a place your body and mind associate with restoration and peace. Then set gentle intentions. Before entering your space, pause and set a loving intention for your healing. This might be releasing stress, inviting clarity, or simply opening to whatever healing wants to emerge. Engage all of your senses. Consciously notice what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you feel, and even taste in the air. Full sensory engagement deepens the healing response and creates lasting positive memories. And then practice gratitude in each nature session with an appreciation for the healing you've received. Gratitude amplifies the benefits and creates positive association that support ongoing well-being. But you got to overcome the barriers. Don't tell me I don't have time. Just 5 minutes. Even 5 minutes outside can shift your state. Step onto a balcony, sit by an open window, take 3 deep breaths of fresh air. Micro doses of nature can still activate healing responses. Well, you say the weather's not perfect. Well, each weather condition offers unique healing benefits and gifts. The rain cleanses and refreshes, wind energizes and clears stagnation. Snow brings quiet contemplation. And of course, dress appropriately and embrace nature's full expression. Or you say, I live in the city. Well, urban parks, rooftop gardens, even a single tree can provide healing benefits. Indoor plants, nature sounds, and natural light through windows also support your well-being when outdoor access is limited. So what is that? We're without excuse. We're without excuse. There are ripple effects from natural healing. When you regularly connect with nature for healing, the benefits extend far beyond those precious outdoor moments. Your sleep deepens, your relationships improve, and your resilience to life's challenges grows stronger. You begin to carry nature's calm energy with you throughout the day. Decision-making becomes clearer, creativity flows more freely, and you naturally gravitate toward choices that support your well-being. And that's what it's all about. If it's not supporting my well-being, I'm going to dismiss it. This isn't just self-care, it's self-healing. And at its most fundamental level, you're working with your body's innate wisdom rather than against it, creating sustainable wellness from the inside out. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than they seek. The healing happens not through force, but through gentle surrender to what already exists within us. So your journey starts now. Your healing journey begins today. because nature's here. Nature's always available to support your healing, waiting patiently for us to step into her embrace. Start where you are. Don't say, I'll do it when I get to Florida. I'll do it when I get to this part of the country, or when I go to Jamaica, or when I go where. Start where you are with what you have for as long as you can spare. Step outside today and take 5 conscious breaths of fresh air. Spend 20 minutes this week in the nearest natural space. And then this month, establish a regular nature healing practice. Trust in your body's wisdom. Allow nature to guide you home to yourself. All right, our next one. I didn't know if we'd get to it, but we're getting to it. A plant-based lifestyle.
Adopting a whole foods plant-based lifestyle. Okay? Adopting a whole foods plant-based lifestyle. The reason why that's important is because it's the most cleansing diet you can have. Everything coming natural from nature, whole foods. Okay, not partial foods. Okay, partial foods are things that you will find in box bag, cans, and jars that have been processed, that have been refined. Whole foods, okay, that have not been sprayed. Okay, pepper sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides. Okay, that kill your bacteria, that add xenoestrogens or fake estrogens to your body, that essentially cause toxicity to the body as well too, and have been known to lead to cancer as well too. And we know that because you can just look up all the lawsuits that have been paid out for these chemicals. So adopting a whole foods, plant-based, natural lifestyle is very important because the diet is not only cleansing, it's nourishing, and it's a proper reset. Okay, especially when you start to think about all these lab-grown this and that meats, GMO this. So going to a natural lifestyle, the body is not only going to be able to recognize it, but it's going to know how to metabolize it, break it down. It's going to know how to absorb it. It's not going to only know how to do that, but it's going to know how to do that efficiently and quickly, and then release whatever needs to be released. Okay, as opposed to eating the standard American diet, most people are full of poop. Okay, and I mean that literally. Okay, because there's nothing in there that the body recognizes. Okay, and whatever in there that the body's recognized is so low in concentration that the body's trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the other stuff, and it can't really get rid of the stuff that it recognizes without getting rid of the stuff it doesn't recognize that is actually clogging up the system. Okay.
So, a plant-based lifestyle. See, whenever we start talking about doing things better as far as our diet and as far as our eating, people automatically think you can't afford it. But a plant-based lifestyle can start with 1 day a week, 2 days a week, and it can progress. Because when you start feeling better, you understand it has transformative power to unlock your own body's natural healing abilities and create lasting wellness from within you because it's natural. So again, it's science. The healing power of plants. Plants. All of this stuff that we're getting, if it doesn't come from plants, we got to recognize it's not helping us, but it's harming us. And there's ancient wisdom has got to meet modern science. Ancient traditions for millennia, cultures worldwide have used plants as medicine. I bet you've got great-grandparents that used to use plants. The aloe vera plant was one of the ones that I remember. And when they had rashes and things on their body, they'd get the aloe vera plant and put, all kinds of things that were natural. And some cultures lean towards this more than others. And the traditional Chinese medicine and indigenous healing practices have long recognized plants' therapeutic power. Even when I've talked to Rastafarians will tell you it's part of their religion. Cannabis is part of their religion, the cannabis plant. But it was never designed for recreational use. it was for healing. But modern validation, today's pharmaceuticals like the aspirin originate from plant compounds, underscoring the plant's foundational role in the healing and bridging ancient wisdom with contemporary science. Most of the pharmaceutical drugs core is from a plant, but then they've added all kind of other stuff along with it. So we've actually got scientific evidence that plant-based diets and mental health help to enhance your cognitive function, help to enhance essential brain nutrients, and help to give you mental clarity. I mean, extensive studies demonstrate that plant-based diets significantly improve your mood, your cognitive function, and emotional resilience through nutrient-dense whole foods. Whole plant foods are rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, essential for optimum brain health, and nutrients that animal products simply cannot provide for mood regulation. Because do you know that when we eat all of the animal products on a consistent basis, I don't mean every now and then, y'all know I'm one of those, I believe in, it's not what you do some of the time, it's what you do most of the time. And when you're most of the time eating animal products, that's all the animals, if it's got eyes, you're taking on the mood of that animal. And I've seen videos of how they treat that animal or how that animal reacts before being killed. Now you've got a depressed animal on your plate. Okay, I know that got you, right? Transitioning to plant-based nutrition can dramatically reduce your brain fog and your anxiety in supporting profound emotional healing and mental clarity. It has psychological and spiritual shift just from doing plant-based living. Beyond nutrition, many experience a deep sense of alignment with personal values and life purposes through conscious food choices. Plant-based living fosters empowerment, emotional resilience, and a stronger connection to nature and spirituality. And this powerful alignment fuels authentic fulfillment and creates the foundation for sustained, meaningful lifestyle transformation. There are real stories. Here's a story. Brian Clemens, from biochemistry student to plant-based pioneer, inspired Anne Wigmore's remarkable healing from stage 4 cancer using living foods and plant-based nutrition. True story. Addiction recovery. Early addiction recovery stories reveal improved self-esteem and emotional resilience with whole food, plant-based diets supporting comprehensive healing. Countless individuals have found recovery from anxiety, disordered eating, family trauma through embracing plant-based nutrition and holistic self-care practices. So, what are the practical steps to activate your self-healing? Embrace the process. Start small. Start with a meatless Monday or plant-focused meals. Every small step counts toward your healing journey and builds sustainable habits. And then plan for success. Prepare some nutritious snacks and meals in advance to avoid the temptation and maintain steady energy levels throughout your transition. And practice patience. Cravings are completely natural during this transition. Don't be so hard on yourself. Stay hydrated, take nature walks to help ease the process and support your body, and then find your purpose. Connect your dietary choices to meaningful personal goals and values that inspire and motivate your continued commitment to healing. Understand that you must have nutritional essentials for healing. Complete nutrition, plant-based diets provide adequate protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates for all life stages and optimal health maintenance. Supplement wisely with things like vitamin B12 and sometimes vitamin D to ensure optimal health and support your body's healing process. So let's talk about some alternatives. We've talked a lot about, and hopefully we're convinced that we need to start the journey or improve the journey or get moving. But let's talk about some alternatives. What's a milk alternative? Because we know that milk doesn't do the body good. So replace the dairy milk, because I've done this session on milk where we understood that we're the only species drinking from another species, the cow. So let's replace dairy milk with almond or oat or soy, for some of you that can do soy, or cashew or coconut. Now, I don't mean the one that's in the store with all of the other sweeteners added to it. So at some point, we even get an almond crusher and crush the milk out of it. Just be able to look at the label, because each of these offers unique flavors and nutritional profiles perfect for different uses. And you find the one that caters to your taste. Cheese. Oh my goodness. Let's try something else. Don't knock it until you try it. I know, you're a cheese fanatic, you're a cheese lover, but don't knock it until you try it. Try cashew cheese or almond ricotta or nutritional yeast cheesy sauce for that rich, creamy texture that you crave, because it's really that texture that you're craving. Butter replacements. Use coconut oil or avocado oil or olive oil or vegan butter blends for cooking and baking and spreading. I'm telling you, some of these, you don't know that you're not using what we call the real deal. Cream substitutes, coconut cream or blended soaked cashews can create the perfect creamy base for sauces and desserts. How about egg alternatives? A baking binder. Create a flax egg with 1 tablespoon of ground flax plus 3 tablespoons of water, or try a chia egg for binding ingredients in baked goods. Scrambles. Make delicious breakfast scrambles using crumbled tofu or chickpea flour batter, seasoned with turmeric and nutritional yeast. Mayonnaise. Blend silken tofu, aquafaba, which is chickpea water, or avocado for creamy egg-free mayo, perfect for sandwiches and salads. These are egg alternatives. I'm sure there are more. Provide the same functionality while adding unique flavors and nutritional benefits to your favorite dishes. Meat alternatives, the all meat alternative. Ground beef. Yep. Yeah, you can replace ground beef. I'm telling you, some of these things you don't even recognize is not the real ground beef you're accustomed to. Replace it with lentils and mushrooms and walnuts or textured vegetable protein for hearty, protein-rich meals that satisfy. I've made tacos with some of these things with mushrooms and walnuts and pecans, and nobody knew if I didn't tell them. Or textured TVP, oh my God. Chicken strips, try it. Use jackfruit, soy curls, or marinated tempeh to create tender, flavorful strips, perfect for stir fries and wraps. Bacon, try coconut flakes, tempeh, eggplant strips that are smoked and baked for that crispy, savory bacon experience. And then deli slices. Make seitan, wheat gluten, marinated tofu, or mushroom slices for perfect sandwich fillings and charcuterie boards. Ice cream magic. Create banana nice ice cream by blending frozen bananas, or indulge in rich coconut milk ice cream for the ultimate treat. Natural sweeteners. This is a big one, because we thought so many things were good for natural sweeteners that really were not. But if you sweeten naturally with dates and maple syrup and coconut sugar and monk fruit or stevia for healthier desserts without sacrificing the taste. In some places, even stevia is, you have to check it out and read that label. Chocolate bliss. Use raw cacao or dark chocolate for rich antioxidant-packed chocolate experiences and all your favorite treats. Y'all know I've made brownies with that cacao and raw and dark chocolate. Excellent. Didn't know it didn't have not a bit of white sugar in there. Grain and carb swaps, white rice. Upgrade, come on, upgrade to quinoa and farro and millet or cauliflower rice for more ingredients, for more fiber and interesting textures to your meals. Traditional pasta. Try lentil pasta. Oh my God, chickpea pasta is amazing. Zucchini noodles, fantastic. for protein-packed alternatives that satisfy your pasta cravings. And then bread. Choose sprouted grain bread, like Ezekiel, for better digestibility and enhanced nutritional value in every slice. And before I keep going, our taste buds will adjust. Oh, I don't like that. But your taste buds will adjust when you start giving it what it needs, what your body needs. Beans and legumes. Power up with lentils, black beans, and chickpeas. Versatile protein sources that work in soups and salads and main dishes. Heart-healthy nuts. Enjoy the almonds and the walnuts and the cashews and the pistachios as snacks or ingredients for healthy fats and satisfying protein. That's why previously we said prepare it ahead of time. So you get in your car, you won't do like I do sometime and stop there and get the wrong thing for a snack to get you to your journey. But you got your nuts right there with you. Whole soy foods include edamame, tofu, tempeh for complete proteins that absorb flavors beautifully and provide essential amino acids. Now, don't do like I did when I first got introduced to tofu. I ate the tofu. That's not the way you do tofu. It's supposed to blend with whatever you combine it with. It was not a good experience. Nutrient-dense seeds, sprinkle hemp, chia, flax, pumpkin seeds on everything for omega-3s, fiber, and plant-based protein power. Definitely sprinkle it all over your salad. Wonderful. Boosters, flavor boosters. It's all about the flavor. I tell you, if you can get the flavor right, get the seasoning right, you can almost change anything. So add depth with nutritional yeast, miso paste, mushrooms, sun-dried tomatoes, tamari for that savory, satisfying taste. Create richness using tahini, blended cashews, and avocado to make those sauces and those dressings and those spreads irresistibly smooth. Infuse your dishes with smoked paprika. Oh, I love it. Liquid smoke, roasted peppers for that barbecue flavor without the grill. These flavor enhancers transform simple ingredients into restaurant quality dishes that will impress even the most discerning palates. And then, mac and cheese makeover. You better try this. Transform classic comfort food with cashew cream, nutritional yeast for that cheesy, creamy satisfaction without the dairy. Come on, Taco Tuesday. Fill your tacos with lentils or walnut meat, seasoned with taco spices for protein-packed, flavorful Mexican nights. Egg salad, reimagined by creating the perfect sandwich filling with mashed chickpeas, vegan mayo for that classic texture and taste. I make tuna with that. Love it. Can't tell the difference. Matter of fact, it's better than the canned tuna. Burger Bliss. Grill up black bean, mushroom, or lentil patties for hearty, satisfying burgers that rival any meat version. So are you ready? Are you ready to transform your kitchen? Your plant-based journey starts now. Your healing journey starts now. With these simple swaps, you have everything you need to create delicious, nutritious meals that satisfy your cravings while supporting your health and the planet. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. The same applies to starting your plant-based journey. Don't think about, I should have started this 10 years ago, 5 years ago. No, start now. Start with just 2 or 3 swaps that excite you the most. Then gradually expand your plant-based repertoire as you discover new favorites. Overcome any challenges, negative social pressure, family pressure, misinformation. All of that can make staying plant-based challenging, but preparation and confidence in your choices helps you stay committed. And then create a strong support system through online communities, local groups, programs like Food for Life that understand your journey. And then inspire others, in spite of what anybody else says, you inspire somebody else by generously sharing your recipes, personal transformation stories, creating ripples of positive change in your community. So let's get started. Let's get moving forward and watch the healing begin.